And furthermore, she says that obviously it cannot be used in an attempt to take this matter further. Well, I think it can, because it's very relevant. We've already established that there's securities theft and fraud going on here, so yes it can and yes it will. I can also record anything I like for my own, so I can go back and check over what's happened, so I can, if I'm writing an affidavit or a notarized statement of truth, I can put my hand in the air and swear that's the truth, that's what happened. It's my own records, I can go back and check it. So she can't tell me I can't do that. Okay, so whoever's told her she can say that, or if she's saying that herself, that's not good advice to give. Because we are talking about a bank that is currently implicated in fraud in the news, along with the likes of all the other big banks. And here we are, further evidence of such fraud going on in branch.
She was quite concerned as well when we were talking about the liability. Obviously our recording is the audio, but it didn't quite capture the warm glow that came from her rosy cheeks as she was quite flustered in branch. They went from a shade of light red at the near sight of us to a more darker red, and then on to purple, which was entertaining. Now, what caused that colour change in her cheeks was when we started talking about the liability, because since she's put her signature to that document with those letters, with those false claims in, if she doesn't give us the name of the solicitor that gave that advice, then that means she's liable. And if the bank are not willing to state that they will indemnify against any loss, then that means that she's personally liable, i.e. her assets are liable. So if she owns a house, that is subject potentially to the claim of a lien against those assets. So what we were trying to explain to her, albeit she didn't particularly wish to discuss the matter any further with us, was that since she's made those statements, which are false, if she's not got the indemnity of the bank, then she's liable. We said, and the other point that we wanted to raise with her is, of course, that most insurance policies of the bank to cover such wrongdoings, shall we say, wouldn't cover fraud, and gross negligence is fraud. So again, that would mean to say that their insurance policy would not pay out. So it would mean that would have to come from the bank, i.e. the bank would have to bail her out. So very, very pertinent to understand whether or not the bank are willing to accept liability for her actions. Of course, when we mentioned that, she changed colour.
So basically, that's where we're up to. I mean, I know everyone's waiting for an update. Obviously, upon receipt of that letter and having to pick it apart and get extra information, and then going back into the bank and all that kind of stuff, obviously we couldn't really further update until we'd seen these processes through. So that is the update now, and bearing in mind, at this moment in time, they've still got just under 1.1 million in cash of mine. It's not been credited to the account, and it's not been returned to me. And interestingly enough, I checked this today. This is the 5th of July. When I got back from the bank, when we got back from the bank today, after the call with the solicitor, just out of curiosity, I went and checked my online account. My current account has actually been removed now. Okay, whereas it used to show my current account, my online savings account, and my credit card account. The current account has now gone because obviously I slipped in that one while I was there today, 99,500. I think that's been done in an attempt to stop me further depositing, because they now have those three instruments. One that was given to me by Paul very generously for £990,150, and the two that I modestly gave, to myself and to my own account. The one for 4,385.89 pence, I believe, and also the one today, 99,150.
Well, you gave it to your legal fiction.
Well, yeah, the man gave it to the person. And of course, they're just obviously trying to play their games and pull the wool over our eyes, but we are resolute in, okay, we're in this, we're going to see it through, We will go for judicial review. We will go to the Ombudsman. We will take it as far as we can take it, and we will break them. Because so far all they're doing is being deceptive and slimy, basically. They're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. I don't think they realise we've got the attention and the following that we currently have. I mean, we were surprised by all the feedback and whatnot. So we're kind of like pushing forward with this, not just for us, but for you guys as well. You know, so all I say is watch this space. When we can update, we will. But just have your notes ready.
At the end of the day, we quite literally have nothing better to do. So I'm sorry, HSBC, but that's bad news for you, because when we get a whiff of something like this, we'll follow it until we find the smell.
Exactly, and I think they're a bit.
That's a bad analogy, that.
Yeah.
I mean, I might cut that.
Well, look at that. Okay, so they now have those 3 instruments. They haven't credited it. They haven't given them back. They're giving us a load of bull and a run around, and God knows how long it's going to be until the threats start. But we know we're on solid ground. We've got everything backing us and nothing against us. Any further updates will first appear on www.clickingmuse.com. That's clickingmuse.com. The reason it will appear there first is because obviously as I'm trying to put this around in the various Facebook groups and also the various people that I'm keeping updated on Facebook, it's just one central area to go, because we also put videos on there that we find of interest, that other people find of interest. So that's where things will appear first, and when I get the chance I will distribute it in the relevant groups and to the relevant friends who are interested, and everyone's in, after an update. So that's where you can find it.
And if you're interested in getting in touch with us, perhaps you have some interesting feedback or some content that you might think is relevant, then you can email us at clickingmuse@gmail.com.
Hello?
Hello, can I speak to Martin B. Mills, please?
Who's calling?
My name's Associate General Counsel with HSBC.
Yes, this is Martin.